Hello and welcome back to Wall Street Training's Advanced Financial Modeling course, Building the Core Model. We have already thus far completed the income statement, the 5-year projection model, except for interest expense as well as interest income and our diluted shares outstanding number. Let us now turn our attention to the balance sheet. Please hit Control page down to get to the balance sheet. And what I would like you to do is to fill in the following numbers. What we will do is we will calculate the totals, subtotals for our total current assets. We will then input our long-term assets as well as take the total for our total assets. We will then update and input our current liabilities numbers, take the totals down below, long-term liabilities, liability totals, as well as then our shareholders' equity numbers. So, therefore, please make sure that you have the 10K balance sheet open and ready to go. Well, again, what I would do is, let me zoom in so we can see these numbers a little bit clearer. And let's get started. Shareholders' equity, common stock, USA equals, left arrow, keep it constant to the cell before. Additional paid-in capital and retained earnings, please make both of those yellow. We're going to make both of those two yellow because we do not yet know the amount of share issuances, share repurchases, or our dividends calculation. We have to finish that. We will come back to this after we have finished the cash flow statement. Accumulated other comprehensive income. For a description of what that is, OCI, please refer to our Accounting and Financial Statement Integration module, in which we talk in great detail about what OCI is. As well as our How to Analyze a 10K module, we also talk about it there. In I-42, you would say equals, left arrow to H-42. We will not project any changes there. And then I want you to go to I-43, shift down arrow to I-47 from your total shareholders equity all the way down to your check. And guess what, folks? You're going to hit Control-R. Now, you please need to make sure that your number in I-47, your check, you're off by exactly 3912 as we see here. This now means that by the time we are done, of course that check will go to 0. We have completely finished and finalized the model. Right now, of course, it won't be 0. So what I would like you to do there is to now, as we already know, what we're going to do next. We are going to take I-47, that check, all the way through our cash number on top, all the way through our cash number on top to I-9. Again, you will now take I-9 all the way through I-47, and you will hit shift right arrow to 2010. And guess what? Control-R, your new best friend, right? Hit it. Now, you have very quickly filled in all of your balance sheet items, except for these items in yellow, which we will have to complete on the second pass, as well as the third pass. So once again, you now have a check in 2010, M47. Please make sure your check in M47 is the following number, 2068. 2068, if that number is correct and matches my number, then you're all set. If it doesn't match, what I would now request of you is, if it doesn't match, to go back and figure out why it doesn't match and make sure you do not accidentally input a wrong error or a wrong cell or a wrong formula. Now at this point, we have finished the income statement except for interest expense as well as interest income, as well as diluted shares outstanding. That was what we did in the first part. We have now finished the balance sheet. We input our historicals. We calculate our historical accounting ratios, use that as a basis again for projections going forward, and then calculated roughly or so 75% of all the line items. This is what we will call the balance sheet done in the first pass. There will be 2 more passes that we have to come back to the balance sheet because we need to finish our cash flow statement to be able to redo some of our numbers, such as our shareholders' equity accounts, additional paid-in capital, retained earnings, as well as our PP&E, property, plant, and equipment numbers. We will then go to the debt sweep and finish the debt sweep. When we are done with that, we will then finally be able to finish our balance sheet, cash through the change in cash on a cash flow statement, as well as our different debt items. Then we will have fully balanced our model. So now, why don't we take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll look at the cash flow statement now that we have completed the vast majority of both the income statement as well as the balance sheet. See you in a second.